Is it too late for me?
It's
They
never,
say if you're not in your 20s, when you start saving money, that it's too late.
you have to look at basic budgeting.
Okay, so tell me, what do you think people think is basic budgeting?
All right. So Trista, when you get out of school, you might have a school loan, but once you get your job, you have cash coming in. Everything's good. We then form spending habits. As you move forward in life, you build up more debt because you go, I want, I want, I want. And then at some point we don't
I want so many things.
and that's the problem, right? Because people will go, I want, and they get. People look at this and don't get it. They don't look at a mortgage at 4% on 200,000 costing $1,013 a month, but 900 of it goes to interest.
What would be the advice you would give them?
The extra money that you have and the extra money you could have if you look at your spending habits, meaning you stop at Starbucks every day, you go out for lunch and spend 10 or 15 bucks every day. Could we figure out how to take 10 of those dollars a week or 25 of those dollars a week, cut 2.5 days out, and put it against your debt and put an additional $50,000 in your pocket by doing that?
Is that really what it could give me, Charlie? If I just take $10 to $25 a week out of my eating out money, my, going to the craft store money, whatever people spend it on, could I really realistically have 50 grand in a bank account that I would never have had otherwise?
Yep.
How is that possible?
If you had a software program that you could punch in the numbers, if you could enter the numbers in, and it would tell you at 1% what it would turn into over your working lifetime, and it would be a significant number, $45,000, $50,000, $70,000. Would it be worth owning that program?
I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer. It's almost like having a money tree growing in your backyard.
Although it's similar, I want to actually take real numbers, real results, and if you pay attention and spend 10 or 15 minutes per week following advice that teaches you how to use your money that is to your best advantage, we can create a huge number. So the dollars you save might only be $50,000, but what that turns into is 4, 5, 10 times that number if invested properly.
It's amazing more people aren't doing that. Why do you think people don't do it now?
Trista, when you think about money, how long does it take you to go, this gives me a headache?
About 5 seconds.
And that is typical. That is 90%, maybe 95% of the current population.
So does the software come with a bottle of Advil then? Is that what we do? We sell it with a bottle of Advil?
It would be nice, wouldn't it? Trista, if you had a program that we could prove to you without a question, what if it had a warranty, a guarantee that it works? But the program actually can give you mathematically the best way to use your money for you. Shouldn't everybody use that?
I think that we are robbing ourselves if we don't, if what you say is true.
Agreed. And the problem we have today, and let's look at it, Trista, technology. Is it good or bad?
It's good with a side of headaches.
So where the headaches come in is it has allowed us to pay less attention to our finances. And it's very easy to not balance a checkbook. It's very easy to go to a Mac machine.
A Mac machine? Like, how old are you?
And Trista, does that give you an idea of when the last time is I used one?
Since it was called a Mac machine?
And that was what, 1990?
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, that is what has happened. I love when I'm in an audience talking about money, I can tell who's with me and who's not. And they're not because they have talked to themselves over and over that this is a confusing subject. And it's not a confusing subject. And if you have a program, and here's where technology has been good, you now can take all the mathematical programs, Debt Avalanche, Debt Snowball, Dave Ramsey. You can take all of their systems and put it into an algorithm, math, and let it tell you how to best use your money.
Do I have to be able to do math?
You have to be able to do zero math.
Oh, thank God.
What you have to do is be able to enter your debt. If you use it and budget and you go, oh my goodness, I spend $60 a week at Starbucks. I spend $100 a week going out to eat for lunch. All I want to do is change some habits and put an extra $1 million in your pocket by the time you retire.
What if I feel like I'm too old? It's too late for me. Is it too late for me?
I'll give you an example. My parents, I started helping them with their money in their late 50s. And we took a couple that had $20,000 and turned it into, by their late 60s, to over $300,000, which supplemented what Social Security was paying.
But that's pretty good return.
It was single digit return. It was not pretty good returns. It was consistency. And that's where most of us fail, right? We get onto a program, go, this is great. And then we stop for 6 months, 8 months, 5 years. When I was in my 20s, I had someone explain this to me. I've been just checking my accounts lately going, I still have that $50 going away. Mid-20s, mid-30s, mid-40s, mid-50s, 40 years. It's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I said, thank God I listened. And when times were tough, I didn't stop putting in.
I didn't quit. Yeah.
Yep. And you know, one of the things he told me up front, he said, Charlie, I don't care if you're late for a bill, make sure you pay yourself first.
That's good advice.
And I'm like, holy cow.
That's really good advice. So what's one simple thing that somebody can do right now to get started changing this habit for the better?
Talk to somebody that understands debt, and they can give them an actual, very simple game plan. They can do one thing that they can do. And that means Trista, I can look at your debt load and say, let's take your Starbucks money and apply it to your debt. And let me show you how many years it takes off your credit card bill. Because if I can spend $50 a week on my credit card bill and it saves me $10,000 in interest payments, that's a no-brainer, right?
Absolutely.
Simplicity. Money's not confusing. Remember, it's a tool. It is no different than a hammer. If you use it as a tool, it's very effective. If you chase it, you will chase it forever.
So Charlie, what is the final thought you can leave us with?
The final thought would be, sit down and look at what you do. Understand what you want by the time you get kids to college, buy a home, retirement, and look at the number you want to set aside and set it aside. So if it's $25, put $25 away. If it's $100, put $100 away. But figure out what you have to do, and then figure out how you can take that money up front, use a specific program, and allow you to get rid of your debt, and we'll show you how to quadruple what you'll have down the road.
Good stuff. Thanks, Charlie.
You got it.